Hi, I'm Carrie Chochet with Purple Squirrel Advisors.
And I'm Catherine Juon, a professional EOS implementer.
So Catherine and I thought we were finished with our series, and then we had another conversation about a topic that I think is really important, and it's something about like saying no is very valuable. So sometimes, and I've personally experienced it, where if something is not the right fit for Purple Squirrel Advisors, we would better serve our clients and our team by saying no and referring it to somebody who is a better fit. So I was just sharing that with Catherine, and Catherine, I loved your comment there. So maybe.
Sure, yeah, we see that often, and I personally experience this myself, so I know how hard it is to say no. And one of the things that helps me is just remembering that more companies die of indigestion than they do of starvation. It's that desire to chase all of the shiny things, to do all of the things, to help all of the people when we're helpers, especially, and Carrie, I know you are, with a very big heart and want to help. And it's just so hard not to want to help everybody.
Right.
And I loved that you were sharing that you looked at your core focus and some opportunities you had in front of you and actually made the tough decision to decline a couple of things based on that core focus. Like that's what we love to hear as EOS implementers.
Well, yeah, because you kind of put it through a filter and you're like, is this our, is this what our target? Is this our core focus? How does it fit in to all of that? And if it doesn't fit, then everybody would be in a better place. If we don't, so for us to take something on that's not a fit, means that maybe it's the client's not going to get exactly what they need from us. Whereas there is another firm out there where it is their core focus. It is a great fit for them. Mm-hmm. And so it's been really, really gratifying to be able to help the client with a different type of referral and, helping friends and colleagues that are kind of in the industry, but have a different specialty.
Yeah, and that's a really wonderful way of thinking about it, that just because you declined the opportunity doesn't mean you can't still help and put them in touch with the other people that can.
Right.
So I love that you took that time to pause. I think that's one of the really hard things to do. It's certainly something I'm working on personally, so it's something I'm talking a lot about professionally too.
Yeah.
Just taking that time to stop and think, okay, how can I best serve, not just myself, but the people that I want to help? Because if I do take on too much, I can't be and do everything.
Right.
So how can I be most present and most helpful?
Right. And so in the tool that helps with this, with it when you're talking with clients is the VTO, right? So looking at the VTO and your core focus and then kind of running those opportunities through that filter. And Absolutely. That's a great way. But we didn't have, before we started EOS, we didn't have all of that defined on paper. We knew it. We kind of talked about things, but there was never a written plan of here's who we are, what we do, who our clients are. So I think that's the tool there that can really be helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. Having it written down, it's that process of agreeing on it where, often, like you said, it's in somebody's head. The challenge is that it's usually a little bit different in everybody's head.
Yeah.
And what we want to get is that 100% alignment on exactly what we're doing and exactly what we want and exactly what we don't want. That's just as important. So that we're all making the same decisions and we can move together forward faster, stronger, because we've got that 100% alignment about where we're going and what we're doing.
Yeah, no, and that is, this could be a whole separate topic, but we have found when we work with companies operating on EOS that the hiring process is in many cases easier too, because there is such a commitment and they're on the same page. But they've already talked about the roles and the responsibilities and how it fits in. And so you don't see, because sometimes we've done searches where different people have a different view of the position and that doesn't get sorted out ahead of time. But we find in EOS companies, most of the time, they are on the same page and they have the same view of the role. So it's just another example of that.
Well, that reminds me of something, one quick little plug for the EOS conference for companies, because there is totally a thing about EOS companies who have done business with other EOS companies and then realize how much easier it is when you have all that clarity and you're all on the same page and you're all thinking the same way about things. And there's a whole conference full of those people. If you don't already know about it, it's the EOS conference for companies. So
and when is that?
It's coming up in the spring and it sells out really fast. So if you're interested, check it out right away.
Okay. And again, for anybody watching, drop a comment, ask us questions. We're happy to have more dialogue on any of the topics we've covered here. And of course, Catherine will be tagged in the LinkedIn post, so you can find her there. And I know she shared her email address in a previous video. So thanks again for tuning in. And Catherine, this has been really fun. Thank you.
A lot of fun. Thanks, Carrie.